Before start this video, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. Thanks.
It's terrible when things are stolen, but there is usually an understandable reason why certain goods are targeted. Cash and jewelry have predictable values and are easy to carry and conceal. But criminals are rarely so coldly logical. Skeletons or their parts are a surprisingly common stolen good, despite it usually making no sense to steal them. Nothing is off-limits when it comes to skeleton theft. Man or mammal, ancient or recently departed, may all be stolen alike. Even stranger is the fact many skeleton stealers were not spur-of-the-moment chancers, but have gone to serious lengths to take their target. What follows are 10 truly strange and bizarre examples of stolen skeletons, bones, and skulls. Related, 10 gross historical facts about the skeleton trade. 10 Dante Alighieri Guy Raffa on Humanities Research Project. Dante's bones. This titan of Italian literature's body has been the center of several skeleton stealing plots since his death in 1321. One of the most fascinating took place in 1519 and had its origins in a spat over where the poet's rightful resting place should be. Dante died and was buried in Ravenna, where he had been exiled from Florence. However, the people of Florence had understandably come to regret exiling a man considered to be perhaps the greatest poet of all time. But Ravenna refused requests from Florence to return Dante's remains, so the Florentines turned to more drastic measures. With the Pope's permission and the backing of other leading figures of the day, like Michelangelo, robbers attempted to steal Dante's body at night. However, local Franciscan friars had heard about the plot and removed Dante's body themselves for safekeeping. For over 3 centuries, his remains were passed down through generations of the Franciscan order until they were expelled from Ravenna by Napoleon in 1810. They had hidden the remains in a wall near Dante's official tomb, where they were considered lost until being rediscovered by a stonemason during renovation work. 9. The young man of Chan Hole 2 giant underwater cave was hiding oldest human skeleton in the Americas expedition Ra predating Dante by some 12 millennia, but stolen in 2012 was a skeleton known as the young man of Chan Hole 2. Discovered in a Mexican underwater cave in 2010, the young man. And yes, you read that right, the remains were stolen from a cave that was underwater. The caves of Mexico's Yucatán Peninsula used to be dry and are believed to be one of the earliest human settlement locations in North America. Other similarly aged remains have been found in the area. That is just as well because only around 10% of the young man's skeleton was left intact, and the whereabouts of the rest are still unknown at the time of writing in 2023. Fortunately, archaeologists were able to study what little remained and estimate the era in which the young man lived. They did this by analyzing stalagmite growth surrounding the skeleton and seeing how many isotopes of different elements existed in the samples. 816,000-year-old bear. Prior to their extinction around 10,000 years ago, cave bears roamed Europe. They were big beasts, larger than brown bears, and they could weigh up to 1 ton. Given their size, you might expect their bones to weigh quite a bit. But this was not a problem for brazen thieves in Bosnia in 2009. A giant cave bear skeleton was discovered in Orlovaca cave near the Bosnian capital Sarajevo in 2004. It was the second largest cave bear skeleton ever found and was reported to be priceless by some experts. But in 2009, the remains vanished from the cave, which had been turned into a museum, without a trace. Border police and Interpol were informed of the crime and told to be vigilant about the thieves trying to smuggle the bear's remains out of Bosnia. Still, there have since been no reports of the bear being found or returned. 3. 750-million-year-old Thesceloraurus Thescelosaurus, a dinosaur that isn't commonly known but should be. Hear about its ear bone, stapes, among museums, scientists, and wealthy private individuals. There is an active market trading in dinosaurs worth millions of dollars. Hollywood actors like Nicolas Cage and Leonardo DiCaprio participate. So do artists and drug dealers. In 2020, artist duo the Connor brothers bought a 50-million-year-old Thesceloraurus skeleton at a trade show. It was never delivered. The artists investigated the disappearance themselves, which led them down a strange line of inquiry involving a senior member of the brutal Sinaloa cartel from Mexico. This member apparently had a son who was obsessed with the Jurassic Park movies, and like any good father, he set about purchasing a real dinosaur skeleton for his boy. He had his lawyer negotiate with the dealer who had sold the dinosaur to the Connor brothers. The lawyer later met with the artists and confirmed the boy's fascination with Jurassic Park, but he assured them his client would never have bought a herbivore. Another theory was that a famous Australian actor had developed a passion for collecting real dinosaur remains and made the dealer a better offer. However, the actor and their agent refused to speak to the artist. Eventually, the brothers lost hope of ever seeing their dinosaur, unless the cartel boss's goods are confiscated by the authorities and their dinosaur is found among them, of course. 4. 6 polar bear skeleton sculpture. The Ice Bear Project skeleton. Some artists try to buy rare skeletons for their work, while others, like British sculptor Mark Corrith, replicate them. Corrith created several bronze sculptures of life-size polar bear skeletons. As part of a World Wildlife Fund campaign to draw attention to the dangers of melting ice caps, polar bears were carved from ice around the bronze skeletons and left to melt in prominent public spaces in London, Manchester, Copenhagen, and several Canadian cities. One of the remaining bronze skeletons, estimated to be worth more than £15,000, made its way to the rural English countryside from where it was stolen in 2013. According to police, it was no small operation because the size and weight of the sculpture would have required a truck with a loader crane to move. It was even secured with a metal structure. Thanks for watching. Credits to listverse.com. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.